Is that better? Are we working? Wahey. Okay then. Is my throat feeling better? I have been asked twice now. The answer is hello everybody and welcome to Let's Build Live from Oak Hill Works. How are you all doing? I hope you are well. God, it's good to be back. I can do that again, so I am happy. I'm not convinced it was Streamlabs this time, actually. I think it was actually the power off my microphone. I'm going to let Streamlabs off this time. Kind of my fault for not doing a sound test before setting up, which I normally do, so my bad. So yes, good evening everyone. Good evening Jackman's Trains. Good evening Heritage Railway Productions, who have both joined since I hit that live button. Welcome back to the South Eastern Chatham Railway 46-foot carriage, which we are definitely going to finish. There's definitely nothing important that I'm definitely going to miss so that it won't get done. Right, now that we've got that out of the way, and you know that. Oh, hang on a second. Remark. Well, I might actually mean what I said. Hang on. There is no wagon there. I genuinely do, because a bit crackly here, still some white noise treatment. Right, hang on a second while I double check the connections. Are we any better now? But yeah, what I was going to say was that we weren't going to get the roof on because I didn't know where my roof former for South Eastern and Chatham Railway carriages was. And I literally just found it. So we can get the roof on if we get to that stage in these instructions. Okay, it's not quite long enough for this carriage, but it'll do. All that sound, and it is better. Excellent. Thank you. Glad to hear it. Because, yeah, I was going to make a joke later when we got to the roof where it says to cut a slot using a piercing saw. Saying, well, I've got a piercing saw. I've got some brass to make the roof. I don't have my former. Now I have my former. Shouldn't have dropped that so hard. It was sat underneath my pot of paints. So we were, last week, 2 weeks ago, last time, working with these, we were assembling the bogies. We've got one looking very nicely done and one looking not quite as advanced at this stage. But they are both nice and free rolling. So we will get a rather nice running carriage from this. Yeah. You'll be glad to know that in the 2 weeks since we were last here, I have not got any better at the English language. It's what you all come here for, isn't it? So, yes, we have to continue making a bogie. Which means we want to cut in that I have buried. Out of pure coincidence, for Christmas, one of my presents is a lined SE&CR liveried birdcage. I approve of lined SE&CR liveried birdcages. They are brilliant. Absolutely fantastic Christmas present. You have got a good Christmas present coming, I say that. I've got some more to build, but they won't be getting done yet. Overrated, yes. English language, but being able to use the English language, very overrated. And yeah, as Alex says, don't spam all caps. You definitely won't get a response out of me if you spam in all caps. Done that one quick. Yeah, it's a just a quick project I worked on like half an hour this afternoon. Linny says hydration is important. The bot's clearly not responding today, or if it is, it's being very slow. Silly bot. Right, so we're going to go back to some stuff we've done before because we're doing the upper bogey. Aren't you glad to hear that? It's more cutting of brass and soldering. I'll tell you what. By the time I have finished this carriage, I will be quite happy to not build a brass carriage again for quite some time. Which is good, because that's what the results of my poll so far say, is you don't want to see me cutting up and making brass carriages. You want to see me working on a layout, so I'll do that instead. Good evening, Ben. Very much evening here. In Little Britain. There's my files. I found them. So yes, I hope you've all had a good couple of weeks away from me. Managed to do something productive with your time instead. Have some actual entertainment to watch. Rather than some weirdo sat on YouTube building trains. Now, do we all realise that in 2 weeks today it will be the day after Christmas? Do we want a live stream on the day after Christmas? Weirdo sat on YouTube building trains is the highest form of entertainment, and you know it. It's like we didn't know what to do with ourselves. It's National Patrify Day. What's today's stream with a herd of terriers? I mean, I am down for doing a Boxing Day stream. I will be here. So I am totally down for that. And I'm also down for doing something a bit special that isn't part of whatever project we decide we're working on at the time. because I'm sure there will be plenty of people who won't want to be sat in front of their laptop or TV or whatever at that time on Boxing Day, and we don't want them to miss out. Not really. Last Sunday I ended up watching two people streaming a railway game. I wonder who those two people were. Hopefully at least one of them sounds a bit better vocally this week. Boxing Day stream of Herd Terriers. Going to do a Christmas video. There's no need for you to give it Boxing Day for our sake. Oh, I'm not giving it up for your sake, Killian. Don't worry about that. I am genuinely asking. I am totally down with the idea of streaming on Boxing Day. I will be here. If I'm not streaming, I'll be sat in front of the telly. Do I want to be sat in front of the telly for 3 hours? But at equal measure as I don't want to be sat in front of the TV for 3 hours, I don't want to be sat in here streaming with no one in chat for 3 hours. Boxing Day shunt, that sounds like a reasonable idea. I could be here now. It's on telly worth watching over Christmas. You imply that there's things worth watching on telly when it's not Christmas. Worst case, you'd always stream some video games. That's true, but I could. I'm going to do sound session then on Boxing Day. I'll be doing a Boxing Day goods train. Excellent, Lewis. Sounds great. And there is the bot to remind you all to smash the like button. And whilst you're there, make sure you subscribe and ring the notification bell if you haven't already. Because we have, of course, recently flown past 500 subscribers on our way to 1,000. So, 500 down, 500 to go for the next giveaway. I'm sure you can get us there by the end of the week, you lot, can't you? If you do stream, I'll certainly drop in at some stage to say hello, but may or may not be able to stay for the full stream. Okay, thank you very much, Killian. That is helpful feedback, and good to know that you drop in at some point. Give you a shout out on the Christmas Eve stream if you go ahead. Oh, Christmas Eve streams. I'm sure I considered streaming on Christmas Day once. Have we had a Christmas Day stream before? Because honestly, it's literally no skin off my nose. By the time we're streaming, I'm at home with the kids in bed. Serving similar purposes for those who may not have anyone to talk to otherwise. Very true. Very true indeed. I'm intrigued by Linny's idea of streaming video games. I know what game Linny is referring to. And I think it could be interesting to do a live stream of it. I don't want to become a gaming YouTuber, so it won't be something that happens regularly, even if it goes extremely well. But it's certainly an intriguing idea. Fun fact, I did once consider wanting to be a gaming YouTuber. My channel was going to be called Gary Does Gaming because I wasn't going to stick to one game. At no point do I ever regret my decision to not do it. I do, however, have a second channel. But yeah, so the consensus seems to be some form of live stream on Boxing Day. I'm quite happy that I'm picturing SE&CR Gary in the bottom right corner. So there may or may not exist two different versions of anime style Gary in it, on my laptop, drawn for me by a friend. Got there in the end. I can English. Doing well at this, aren't I? Got a bit of a cough there, Christopher. I mean, technically the pictures are in the style of an online comic that's in a sort of manga style rather than anime, but that's not the point. No, definitely not. That is content that does not interest me in the slightest. I feel called out. You are. Definitely. Embrace your weebness. That's what my children do. Why did people have to invent things in these funny shapes that need bending? Did they not think of me one day having to make these parts in miniature? Hydration is important. They knew that so many years later folk would be trying to make them. So, see, that's even worse if they knew I'd be doing this. Japanese trains are covered in manga, such as they are indeed. Well, some of them. Christopher would know all about that, as you can probably tell from his username. I don't even know how to pronounce it. So, there's that. Soldering block time. So I can cover the bottom of these steps in solder. And whilst we wait for it to heat up, flux time. I have fully embraced the fact I will not be able to solder onto these just a little neat bit where I want it, so we're going for the whole thing. Make it look like we're this terrible at soldering on purpose. But remember, it's our little secret that I'm actually that bad. So don't tell anyone. And especially don't leak that info online. It could damage my reputation. Oh, indeed, I have trains from said series that also exist in the real world. Well, hey. Where's my... So there they are. It's very out of context, but does anyone have any questions about things in America, like maybe inventions or trains? I do not. I need to ride on the Hello Kitty Shin. You know, Hello Kitty is clearly English, it says so. In the lore of Hello Kitty. She lives like south of London. That's my one fact about Hello Kitty that I know. Work calculator that I'm watching, you see it depends on quite a bit. Car. Rail cams. I have never watched a rail cam. That's my fun fact about rail cams. You've said that already, Lewis. We responded. You don't need to keep spamming the same messages. Right, now that those are covered, I'm going to cut out the little bits. In fact, before I cut them out, I'm going to polish them. Because that will make it easier. It's alright, Lewis, just don't keep at it. Keep seeing nice 1850s, 60s and 70s stuff, and I find they're all scratch built. Why must people get my hopes up? They'll always be scratch built. What you have to do, Paul, is start scratch building. Then you'll be fine. Ah, they're on there, that's why. There was a bit, I was like, where's that? That's not on here. Which is the other curved bit. Get out from under my nail. Might do a video of me painting my 3D printed double A gauge and arrow bow. Do it. That's what I say. Want to make content? Make content. There we go. And the other corner bit is on here, which is the coupling thing that we don't care about, because why would we want to use a silly tension lock coupling? They're silly and not very good. Just have to get some black model paint. Well, you know what I advise doing then? I advise getting some black model paint. What does the bot want to know now? The bot wants to know, did you know I have a Twitter account? It's true, I do have a Twitter account. And if you didn't know I have a Twitter account, well, you do now. Finally one. Currently, I mean, well, no. I no longer only have one Twitter account. What's your point? I'm going to start adding my collection Joe Kilmore Railway rolling sort of database in the next few days. It's fantastic way of keeping track of your stock, that. One day, I will get on with actually finishing coding it so that it's got all its features that I plan on it having. And one day I'll add my stock to it and be able to actually keep track of what I do and don't have. I find the craft paint from the works rather inexpensive and think it's good for all manner of scenery work. I find the paints sold by Train Ties Model Shop to be really good for all painting work. No, they're not on the website yet, so I'm not going to link you there. But I hear there's a good selection of Humbrol, Rail Match and Vallejo available in store. Chili McShotface. Hashtag not sponsored. Honest. Told you, can't sponsor myself. It's not how sponsorship works. Any Phoenix Precision? Nope. There is no Phoenix Precision. It has been looked into in the past, but given the space in the shop and the demand and the amount I'd need to carry, there just isn't enough justification for it. It's barely justification for rail match. Hurrah, balloon loop 1 of 2 completed. Excellent. Excellent indeed. So, whilst I was soldering that bit on there, I noticed that this bit of my soldering iron is a bit loose. And I very nearly grabbed it with my hands to tighten it up. That would have been quite silly. I like fixing other people's mistakes. Well, just make sure you save regularly, because, you know, it's an early access game. You'd have to be really dumb to not save it regularly. Just saying. A tad warm. It would have been a tad warm, yes. My advice is don't do that. But I saw it and was like, oh, that needs tightening up. I'd best grab it and do that. Actually took quite a lot for me to overcome the urge to do that as well. Right then, that is all the steps for one side soldered together. I have realised though that I need to put the white metal bits on the bogey before I can attach these bits. So that was clever. I've also got a feeling I put them, oh no, I have put them on the right way around, that's okay. Time to do it again, because there's two sides, not one. Well, I didn't mean to break that off. I'm quite impressed I managed to snap brass whilst just cleaning it, actually. So we're nearly done with the bogies. And once we're done building the bogies, it's time to get the bogies attached to the carriage, which I think will be a very large step towards completion. I mean, we are now on instruction 11 of 17, so we're getting there. And whilst that sounds reasonably good as a position to be, I would like to point out that one of the instructions is paint, glaze, fit in and fit the interior. So, you know, a nice quick one that's only going to take 5 seconds, obviously. You became painting the carriage today. Not a chance. Not a chance. Before I paint it, it needs priming. But before we get to paint, we've got to assemble the bogies, fit the bogies, make the roof, fit the details to the roof, and then it's time to paint. Because at the moment, the roof doesn't look very roofy. It looks kind of like a sheet of brass that's had a big bit cut out of it. Need an optic visor for those parts. Good evening, I suppose probably afternoon for you, Sparky. How are you? Welcome. Yes, it's not the easiest of parts to do. The bits I'm attaching are about 1mm by 5mm. go. Doing good? Excellent, glad to hear it. So I'll be very glad when we're back working on the layout again. It's less fiddly. But I did need a break from it. After 12 live streams in a row. What good timing, bot. You are correct. Hydration is important. I don't need those two bits. So yes, because I was really clever, I'm now going to turn my soldering iron all the way down. Because what we actually need to do is get all the white metal bits on there. And we haven't even opened out the holes on the axle boxes so that they'll go over the bearings. God, that looks filthy on there. There it is. Oh no, it's all right. We actually want to use a drill for this, don't we? There we go. This is one of those jobs that'd be much easier, much quicker with a power tool, but much easier to mess up. Because there's a fine line between getting it just the right depth and going all the way through. Using the right tool for the job, whatever it is. I know, it's terrible, isn't it? I'm setting a terrible example here. Because the worst bit about that is generally I do have the right tool for most things. You've seen how well kitted out my workshop is. Right tool for the job, not be a reamer. Probably. Yes. Let's not bring semantics into it. For those that haven't seen how well kitted out my workshop is, you're not going to. Because ever since this became my job, it's been a lot harder to keep my workshop tidy enough to show off on camera. Who had 2147 for the first one after the pre-stream chat? Just naked, not a speck of paint everywhere. True. True. So of the little holes for lining these up properly, only one of them has one. And knowing me, I'll put it on the wrong way round, so I'm going to cut that off. Streaming in HD. What quality is it giving you of this HDness? Is it actually giving you proper HD now? Because it's supposed to. Streamlabs and YouTube are both set up that I should be streaming in 1080, but it never seems to do it. 720. It's so irritating. Hopefully it plays, but who knows, the camera. Definitely in clothes. Despite rumours to the contrary, not a Batman t-shirt. I'm impressed at the things I can do, and my microphone apparently doesn't pick them up. It's very clever of it, if it's true. Because I was genuinely quite loud getting the white metal solder out of its packet. but nothing appeared on the microphone bar on my screen. Other t-shirts are available. They are. Not to carry, they aren't. Have you know I'm wearing a Rolling Stones t-shirt today? Hey, link to the merch store, which does have Oak Hill Model Railway t-shirts on it. Quick, go buy a t-shirt, because if you buy a t-shirt from my merch store, you'll be the only person in the world with an Oak Hill Model Railway t-shirt. And don't you want to be the only person in the world at something? So all of you go buy one right now. And whilst you're there, they also sell mugs that say hydration is important. I want to completely change my range on my merch store and replace it all. But they've made it all super complicated and I can't bother to work out how to do it. I should take the wheels out of this before applying lots of heat. They're made of plastic. Well, the wheel centres are anyway. And then we can clip that round there and it won't fall anywhere. Because of course my soldering block is exactly the right size for double O gauge wheel spacing. Who do you think I am? Someone that doesn't plan these things? Because you'd be right. I mean, yes. That's not very nice. What gives you the impression I don't plan? Accurately, well, yes, but still. There we go, that's one. This one seems a lot less inclined for the solder to run in underneath it. Yep, still a lot less inclined. Or not, because it just stuck. Oh yeah, from Australia here. Hope you are well. Good evening. I am very well. How are you? I am glad to be sat here with my camera once again. It's not quite so great hearing next door coughing quite so much. But you know, I hope they're okay. What you saying now, bot? Oh, my website. Yeah, check out my website. I occasionally do stuff on there. Like, I have a blog that's not been updated in, that's about at least 6 months, probably 9 months by now. I started writing a piece for it not long ago and never finished it. Oh, yes, I see how that sits now. There you go on the back of those. That makes sense. Well, hey. Will you be fitting the roof today? We will see. The only answer I can give at this stage is we'll see. If we get there, we get there. Now, I've done something really silly in that I've left sections of this not tinned up. Which means I need to put the really, really hot solder on again. Side down, Gary. I'm going to refill my hydration vessel whilst the soldering iron heats back up. I'm going to get quite worried by the fact there appears to be smoke coming off the end of my soldering iron. I'm going to ignore it and hope whatever it is burns off. Looks like it's burnt off. There we go. I was fine to do so. Can I be a moderator, please? No. That's the answer to that. I mean, if all the white metal stuff it does here is fall off, like that bit has, I'm doing well. There we go. I didn't mean to turn it off, I meant to turn it down. That was silly. So 2 bits fell off. That's considering I was putting nearly 500 degrees against white metal. I think I did well to just have 2 bits fall off. Clean it up. Put some new flux on. How come Linny is a moderator? Because Linny is a moderator. That's why Linny is a moderator. The same reason everyone in my moderator team is a moderator, because they are a moderator. And Sophia is right, Linny is awesome. My moderator team currently does not need any more members. Everyone's a moderator on Christopher's channel. That's how Christopher operates. It's not how I operate. Now, if you're going to keep asking, I'm going to put you on a timeout. Never put any new flux on that, did I? Oh well, it seems to have stuck. Just really make sure by melting it off again. Doesn't feel like it's quite going down properly. Wouldn't want to be a moderator on anyone's channel. Oh, that's a shame, because I was about to say, if you really want. No. I jest, of course. It's a fair amount of work, a lot goes on behind the scenes. It does. Or me, just extra work in it. It is. Imagine what it's like having to run the place. Not being rude, Sophia Evans was a bit harsh towards me. I didn't see that. But I do think it is quite rude to come into someone's channel and say, can I be a moderator? You will know the people I want to be moderators because they're moderators. And they do a lot of work both here and on my Discord. Ah, good evening, Andy. How are you? I don't think I've seen you in one of my streams before. Good to see you. I did not see the 66 at the weekend. When did that come down? And what was it pulling? Yes, they may still be in Eastbourne. Awesome. What livery ones are they? And so I'm not at work tomorrow. I might pop down. Not something we get often, is it? Round for the engineering work transfer. Oh, excellent. Will not have been my friend Richard driving, which is what I was wondering. He drives for GBRF. Blue yellow. Oh, excellent. Heritage livery. I was say Andy, what whilst you're here, I rather like these new classic game series you're running on your channel now. Seeing Sonic, it was quite a nostalgic throwback. Word GPRF one's probably online for engineers. Ah, possibly then. Pretty much aim to keep them up. Excellent. Excellent indeed. Oh, I see you sending me a video on Facebook there. I will give that a watch later. All there is, what one's that? Patreon link. Way, go sign up to Patreon, everyone. I mean, honestly, still don't. I realise this model railway thing's my job now, but still don't. Unless you really want to, then do, because like I'm totally down for that. All the money goes towards this and new equipment, like my new camera that I bought for shunting sessions, and my custom camera mount that I made. And technically towards buying mugs that say hydration is important, because hydration is important. Although I think I actually bought that one with profits out of selling some mugs on Teespring, so. Because I was not the first person to have one of my mugs. At 10:15 and we're still working on this bogey. I honestly didn't think it would take this long. Get all these bits bent up, get the steps on. And then we can tick off, build the bogies. I suppose I should bend these bits up, really. And I can fine tune them once they're on. And now I can make sure everything fits, because, you know, test fitting is important. It's not even pretending to go round there properly like it's meant to. And yet they fit on the other one really well. I'll just drop them down a bit lower. I want the iron hot again, and I forgot to turn it. That was silly. It's nearly heated up again. Nearly. There we go. Ow, really hot. Just drop it because it's hot. That's what all the rappers tell you to do, isn't it? Well, you're not in timeout. You can tell that because you can send messages. If you're in a timeout, it wouldn't let you send messages. And let's be clear, I don't want to put you in there. But I will if I need to. Can you accept my sincere apology? I can indeed accept your apology. It is quite alright, you are forgiven. So, has anyone besides Gary doing any modelling tonight? Oh, look, Killian's beat me to it. What's everyone up to this evening? Please do tell. Even if it's not modelling and you're just playing games. Always nice to hear what the community is up to whilst I sit here and do a bit of this. To run my mana class. Excellent. I approve of a bit of running. How is everyone? Good evening, Alexander. I am well. How are you? Editing, ready for uploads. Funny enough, another retro one, Sonic again, as Mega Drive cut out of the last one. Well, hey, more Sonic videos. I approve of those. Although, as anyone who watches my videos could tell you, I hate the editing part of making videos. Whether in my wagon fleet as well as Googling the history of J27s in my region. Productive night. Aside from absent, I've been Polar Expressing at Spa Valley. Yes, you mentioned you were going to be doing that. Sounds fantastic. I hope you've been having a good time. Searching the internet for a suitable school for my son. He's cursed with the gift of high intelligence. Yeah, that is a curse. I hope the search goes well. I'm glad I don't suffer from it. Having a relaxing evening doing nothing. Oh, sounds good. Sounds good. I used to have those before someone said, you know, you could be a modeller full time. Slapping paint on variety of models. Coaches have gone brown. R1 Bash has gone in very unprototypical colour. R1 Bash? Oh, I don't believe it. You'd never do. You'd never cut up an R1. Don't blame me on learning when to and when not to record. Make it it's easier as I go. Yeah. Can fancy curse. Gifted child once upon a time has been brilliant. Certainly don't get next year. Excellent. Glad to hear that. But yeah, my secret, Andy, is almost all my videos are one take. And I have a pre-edited file that just has the intro and outro on it. So all I have to do is slap my single take in the middle. Oh, and put the title in. Playing with a virtual train set. Excellent. I hope the playing is going well. So I have a private cleaning job tomorrow, so I just have some Gary wages tokens to spend. Whoa, hey! The Gary's wages fund will approve. Advanced warning, Sophia. I will be wearing my Batman t-shirt on Thursday this week because I have to go to the comic shop. So I've been thinking of becoming a member of Spa Valley, trained to be a guard, SE&CR's guard uniform, of course. Excellent idea. Do it. I'd love to have more time to do stuff like that. I've tried that on some, but I waffle too much. If you're worried about waffling, Andy, just imagine what it's like having to sit for 3 hours live. If you don't waffle, you get worried that you're being too quiet. Genuine worry when I'm sitting here if I'm not making noises. What can I say? I need to say something. Editing and posting a couple of videos, very time consuming. Yes, editing properly is definitely time consuming. Editing my way is significantly quicker, and I still struggle to do it. Note to self: apologies on Thursday. I mean, that means you'll see me in a t-shirt that isn't my Batman t-shirt. Will you be able to cope with that? There should be a significant amount of second-hand stuff coming in as well, Sophia. I don't actually know what yet, but the first batch of it is in theory arriving at my house tomorrow. Ready to go to the shop on Tuesday. You weren't wearing it last time I came in. That's true. I was wearing my Pac-Man one. With Pac-Man and the ghosts recreating the Abbey Road album cover. One of my videos on my channel already has almost 60 views. Excellent. Some of my live streams don't get that many views. Well done. Another one, it's just called finding out what's coming in stock at train times before anyone else. Yes, you do generally hear about it before anyone else. I haven't even usually put. In fact, there's sometimes I post to Discord a full 24 hours before I put it on the shop's Twitter account. And it's repainting in green. I'm not sure what I think of the idea of Pac-Man in improved engine green. Yeah, but improved engine green isn't yellow. Brown. I'm looking for clear through cages if Train Times has any. I can't remember. If I do, I sold some to Sophia. But I can't remember if I've got any left. I will let you know if I have any left. I will check in the shop on Tuesday, but I don't think I do. I've got something like 30 of them myself, so I don't need any more for now. I think I had the last ones the other week. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking as well, is that you had the last ones, and I don't think any more have come in. My advice, Paul, do not pay more than a tenner for them. You might have to wait a little bit, but you will get them for £10 each. Or less than £10 each. And you won't have to wait that long to pick them up. But there are people on eBay who will try and charge you a lot more than that. Good evening, Miles. Hang on. You ready? Just for you, Miles. Hello, Miles, and welcome to Let's Build live from Oak Hill Works. How are you doing this evening? It's good to see you live. Welcome. Haven't burnt yourself yet, have you? Yes, once. Interwebs be charging £14, or do not pay £14 for them. I had 3 which are now part of the Great Southern Railway England stock. Well, they've certainly gone to a good home. I knew you'd enjoy that. Glad to hear you are great. That way, that's how this goes on. Genuinely couldn't work out how that goes on for a second there. Right, you made my day. Thank you so much. Glad to be of service. Glad to be of service. I do need some foreign stock for hot pickers trains. You know what else stuck around for hot pickers trains, Sophia? I knew where this was earlier. There it is. These stuck around till post-war on hot pickers trains. So you could always get a few of those. Just saying. You have not, Lewis. It is absolutely fine. Do not worry yourself. Gravity shunting in virtual train set land is fun. Yes, I've not got as far as trusting myself to do it yet. Without your supervision. There's a couple of times where I thought I could gravity shunt this. And then gone, no, I could just use the loco to do it. LCDR stop, very nice, appropriate for a Europa, indeed. And I am very, very tempted, and probably will end up doing it in LCDR livery and teak. I've just got to get the courage to paint teak. My logo was at the wrong end of the train. Fair enough. But yeah, so there's a good chance that I will have a rake of those four-wheelers in teak. It's okay. Gravity shunting is about practicality. It's about the rush. Yeah, fair enough. Right, that is bogey complete. I can put the wheels back in. I mean, I say I can put the wheels back in, but it is now a bit too solid and I can't get it apart enough for the wheels to go in. There we go. At least I know they're not going to fall out, eh? Delicious, nutritious tea. No, I'm not sure about that. There we go. Ooh, will we get the garage guide to scumbling? Me again. He's good, isn't he? He is damn good. And yes, the idea is that I'm probably going to order... I know what I want for my rake. So I'm probably going to order them in January. The idea being I can do live streams and a video showing how to paint teak. That's the plan. Does not mean it will happen, but that is the plan. Hydration is important. So yes, there we are. Look at that. 2 completed bogies. It's a coach. There's nothing missing anymore. I'm sure of it. Let's cross out that instruction. Fit bolts inside cast bolsters. So let's pretend for potato chips over wood chips. I've got to agree there. So, bolts inside cast bolsters. LCDR teak is best teak. That's very true. It really is. So these have to go in these. Which, of course, they don't do. They don't fit. Why would they fit? What a silly suggestion. Look great when it's done. Thank you, Sparky. So what you're saying is you've never had a good old base Vice London North Eastern tank? No, I have not. Streams place separation. Did I miss something? Messages disappear that I can't see? Should try it. I'm gonna have to say no to that, I'm afraid. So yeah, these are supposed to go. You know, it's really close. It might just be a bit of flash on the edge that's stopping them going in, because these are not well cast. Lost crunch. I'll take your word on that. One of these screwdrivers is the screwdriver I want. This is why I normally put my screwdrivers away. See if a bit of pressure can put it in there. I want to say no. No, it can't. That's irritating. Well, some of the holes in here aren't holes at all, so they're just really badly cast. Probably because the castings, the moulds to make them were old. My coaches were LNLT, then how SE&CR Wellington Brown. I'm not sure I fancy eating those either, if I'm completely honest. They all line up. They all line up. Excellent. That's a start. Something maybe meaning to try for a while. You're all insane, and that's why you come here. It's alright. I know you wouldn't be here if you were sane. Terrible sorry about vanishing. I return. Welcome back, Christopher. You are welcome to vanish as often as you please. I won't hold it against you. Love this family. Yeah, they're great, aren't they? Not gonna lie, it's a great family. And they don't get any less insane over on my Discord server, for those that aren't already a member. This is definitely the right tool for this job, by the way. because it did it. See, it's in there now. Family Saloon. No, it's a Birdcage break. True facts. We did a saloon before, but it wasn't a family one. There we go. That one sort of fits now. My big files run away. Yeah, a little bit more. Some clear some off there first. Let's file this down a bit and watch it not be enough and do more, because, you know, that's what filing stuff down does. Yeah, tiny bit. But see, even when you find yourself without the correct tools, you can just use a screwdriver instead of a reamer. Works just as well. Now I'm going to cover the head of that with flux. Realise that that is still turned all the way up. And do the same again. And we'll see if we can't run some solder down into the sides and hold it all in place. Where's my soldering block? There it is. Because it would not be helpful if these start moving once they're attached to the bottom of the coach, which is the next step. In fact, I should cover the whole of the bottom of this with flux, really. Really come along now, sir. Thank you, Christopher. That seems to have worked. And Our bolt is now soldered in place. I am also going to try and do the same from this side. Doesn't look to be going as well though. And I haven't seen any make its way into the hole we just filled with flux. But if we can do our best to make sure it never moves, that'll do. So both of these done, we will be well on our way to getting the coach done, because this will be the bogies going on. Yeah, that one's not held in place. There is solder down in the hole though, so hopefully we can give it a bit of that and it will do the job. No. Oh, good. Let's... Yeah, that one's definitely not moving. And if we apply the heat for a bit longer this time, perhaps we only melted what was up here on the surface and not what's down on the sides. And if we're going to give it a bit more solder just to really make sure. And now we'll give that all plenty of time to set and solidify. So it's really such what my apologies, I just require comms. Fair enough. I'll let you get away with it this time. This time. And whilst we give that time, remember, hydration is important. That's still really hot, but it feels like it's set this time. So again, we'll get some flux around here, which, because this is hot, is going liquid and going straight down the gap where we want it. There we go, I think we've got it that time. Certainly looks like it. There we go, 2 nice solid bolsters ready to fit to the floor of the carriage so that the bogies can actually sit in place. Remember this thing? Seems like it's been forever since we've seen it. I'm going to clean up these bits on each side, give them plenty of flux. Tin them. And then attach those bolsters. It's worth doing Garage Discord and PM on there. That's very true. They could. You are not wrong, Paderborn. I need to turn this back up again. It's no good using it on the cold setting to do the hot soldering. So we've got the bogies finished. We're about to get the mechanism for putting them on the carriage fitted. Time to get on with the roof after that. Good evening, Thomas. How are you? I hope you are well. I am very well, thanks for asking. It feels good to be back doing this after my week away last week. Shock horror, I'd rather be here doing this than being ill. Who knew? So I apologise, otherwise leaving it there. We'll arrange something else. Cheers to dealing with the back end of a cold. Well, that sucks. Colds suck. So I now have this lined up properly because I've got 2 holes here through the bolster and 2 holes through the bottom of the coach floor. Very satisfying seeing a solder cover the part like a marker pen. It is great, isn't it? I love it when it does that. When it just spreads that nicely, it's fantastic. Yeah, so we know that that is lined up because, as I say, there's the holes in the floor and the holes that I am through the bolster. And just work some solder underneath it in between the gap from all 4 sides. Cold's do indeed suck, especially when the cough's powerful enough to leave your lung muscles sore, but hey ho, at least I'm on the mend. Yeah, that really sucks. Yes, I'm glad you are on the mend from that. Yeah, I can get that one from there. So that is soldered in there now. Join the live stream. Thank you, Gary. Thank you, Lewis. Glad to hear you are enjoying it. Oh, look, there's a big gap there. Let's make sure we get some in that gap. Because if we can't fill these big gaps with solder, then what's the point of the big gaps existing? Biggest plus side, not dread COVID, so I'm grateful for that. Yeah, that is a big, very big plus side. End of the birdcage might need slight bending back into. I expect it probably does, yes. But this is the last upside down job that the coach needs now, so. It shouldn't be too bad to do. God, I wish the camera would pick that up. That looks fantastic when it does that. This solder, when it's liquid, is very, very glossy and shiny. When it solidifies, it goes matte. And it just suddenly goes matte. There we go. Bent back into shape. I think I saw the finish switch just then. Excellent. So go matte there, I think. It's so great when it does it, isn't it? I hope you did see it because it really does look cool. So it's also a very good visual sign of when you can release holding something. Aha, that's the last of the 12 HO wagons for Italy finished printing. Excellent. I approve of finishing printing and wagons for Italy, I guess. Look at that. I mean, the bogies are clearly rubbing, the wheels are clearly rubbing on the bottom of the carriage right now. Doesn't need much to sort that though. Probably sort it with ease. Pair of washers long term, obviously. But my point is just to make the coach roll. There we go. And obviously it's very wonky now because of how I've done that with those. Yes, indeed, some washers needed. And good evening, Javier. How are you? I hope you are well. But there we go. She rolls. Seems like a fun place to ride in the flippy coach. Yeah, exactly. Go from shield to chin. Yes. Yes, we do. Now, where did I put my big bit of brass? It's time to make a roof. There it is. It's where it's meant to be. Obviously. Didn't know Birdcage had a tilted mechanism. Way ahead of their time. So all I can say about that is they were way ahead of their time, the South Eastern and Chatham. My modelling scissors that definitely aren't held together with araldite will be used to cut this brass. I can't imagine why they need holding together with araldite. We're going with the really, really accurate do it by eye method of punching the camera. There we are. Because unlike whatever the previous make was, this one doesn't include a template for me to stick to the brass. You're so smart. Well, thank you. I now have a score line to go along. Now you've just got to be ruthless. Oh dear. Oh dear, Linny. It's always pun hour at O'Kill Works. And the bot says hydration is important. I say good point, bot, but my cup's empty. I'd best fill it up. It's fun to pun. Try telling my kids that, especially my daughter. She hates it, which of course means I do it more. Hydration is important. There we go, you got it at the right time this time, Lewis. Well done. So now I have my bit of wood. This is South Eastern and Chatham carriage roof shaped. It's handy, that. I also have, I think up here where I'm currently covered by the instructions for how to build the bogies, that I think I stole out of one of the other kits. Best not lose those. That tells me how much of this I need to cut out for the birdcage. Can I get some sort of award, 20 couplings changed and not one tiny engaged spring has been lost? That's impressive. I quite often lose those springs and replace them with ones from double O couplings. All kids like that at some point in life, they just don't understand the pun of it all. Exactly. But yeah, so the instructions really helpfully tell me exactly how much to cut out in millimetres. You may notice, looking at my ruler, a slight problem with it telling me in millimetres how much I need to cut off. The other side isn't any better. Carl, you can see everything. It's set for millimetre marks because I don't have any. Ruler, dude, that's a strip of metal. Exactly. It used to be a ruler. Look, you can see there's the remains of some numbers along here. I did have a separate ruler for measuring stuff, and I have no idea where it went. I don't even have my tape measure in here. So what we're going to do is do it by eye. Ish. Am I going to... We're not going to do it by eye because I have just over here the greatest tool in the world. Literally the greatest tool in the world. The Rule 1. This is the double O gauge version. It's just been released in HO. They do some other scales as well. I am not sponsored. I did a review of it when it first came out though, over at railwaymania.net. Excellent tool. Every modeller should have one. Look at it saving my life right now. So we want to go 21 millimeters from the edge. Which is there. And then we want to go 12 millimeters from each side, from the centre on each side, which we can do quite happily with its centre finder. Have I convinced you to go and buy one yet? And should I be on commission? It's got lots of other cool things like a track gauge and how high your tension lock should be, how high your platform should be, how high your buffers should be, standard buffer spacing, which even Hornby have correct. Look at that, aren't they clever? A wire size finder so you can poke your wire through and see what size it is, double track spacing, a back-to-back gauge, how high a person is, and a scale rule on top of the regular rule. And I am not a shill, I just really, really love this thing. Not shilling for himself for once. No! Very good idea, the rule one. Need to get one myself. They're fantastic. I really do recommend them. Night, oh, I'm off to hit the hay. Gone midnight here and have to go into the office for a change tomorrow. Good night, Paderborn. Thank you for coming. Great to have you here as always. Sleep well and don't work too hard. But yeah, that's how we measure up what we need there. I can see it from this side, that's okay then. And that, in theory, is exactly the hole I need to cut for the Birdcage. Gotta say, that looks pretty much like the hole I need cut for the Birdcage to me. Couldn't have done it without the Rule 1 from railwaymania.net. Go buy one. Now we just need to bend my bit of brass around my bit of wood. I would, but they most likely don't have my scale. They have a lot of scales. So they've recently just added HO. I don't know, I can't remember what else they've got. They've got EM as well. There's another 4mm one. Go have a look. Buy something. I've got some of their posters up on the wall in here and everything. There's a poster just behind my lights of the Wild Nor'Wester. Not the Wild, no, it's not. It's the sleeper service one I've got up there. Gonna get all the posters eventually. Yeah, right, there's no engaged variants, let alone Japanese then. Well, that's a shame. No, it's only not also awkward. Not in the end, but 1 in 150 scale. Yeah, I know you're awkward. But I was trying to get you to have a look at their shop and how great it is. Look, we're getting there. It's a bit too flat in the middle. But I did pass on the site the other day to my colleague who is a Dune fan. Aha, yes. Yes, there are Dune references on there. I don't think that gave me enough. It says 24, but I'm not convinced. Definitely don't think it's the ruler's fault. Read the book, saw the original film, and now the new one, loves them. Also, when I saw it on Twitter, I passed the link over straight away. Yep, fair enough. I mean, Sundry Tom, it's torn stuff to Japanese N rather than Lima N or British N, which is a slight pain, but weirdly Lima works well enough with it when it comes to brake vans. You are not the first person I've heard that from. There we go, see? Now it's like one of those weird golden locos that Hornby do. Hydration is important. I am genuinely quite happy with how that's come out. And now it tells me, as the next step, in fact, look, I've got instructions I can cross off. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. Look at that. We completed 2 since I last did it. The next step is to fit the roof vents and rain strips. I do not actually have a drawing to show where the vents and stuff go. I don't believe. Aha, yes I do. 1 vent above each door. That is what we like. And they are in here. Actually, cut that slightly too long. That's better. Is it bad? I view gold-plated engines a bit of waste of material. Like, you can't run it in fear the wheels will tarnish, and yet have all the electrics inside to be run. I fully agree, Thomas. I completely agree. Hi guys, Casual building a brake coach. It is! The giveaway being the title of the live streams. And when I say welcome back to the Mallard models SE&CR 46-foot Birdcage brake. Where's my Backman one gone? There it is. So I have a Birdcage like this on it. When it's done. Ooh. How many vents have I got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's helpful. Birdcage. Burb cabbage. Yes. Burb cabbage. Yes, Thomas. So it looks like, although my drawing is side on, I can't tell for sure. 2 vents over each bit. I'm just looking to make sure I don't have a drawing. No, definitely not. I wonder if one of the other carriages does, since I didn't have a thing for the bogies in this one either. Yes, 2 rows. Excellent. I mean, can you make an educated guess where it's 1 or 2 Pokemon, how many they include in the kit? So, by going by that, I was assuming there is, like, that was when I counted it, there's enough for 2 per. Plus spares. And I don't like it when there's plus spares in these sorts of kits. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get my ruler and I'm going to mark out the centre line over each set of doors. There we go, centre line. Also, isn't there one preserved? Yes. Having spare is scary. Yeah. So coaches like the kits like this, they don't include detail. They don't include things like spares. Hey, what's this? What did I miss? Exactly. See, you get it, Miles. Right. Yes, I'm doing it by eye. Yes, that's asking for trouble. Next question. So when you say we should go and see it, yeah, definitely. Not sure on its current condition. Based on my knowledge of SE&CR carriages, I'd expect there to be 2 per compartment. Yes, as do I. As does the drawing in the other one says there is as well. We've got Oak Hill Gang Field Trip. So, for those that don't know, since this has come up, if you join my Discord, there have genuinely been plans made for, or occasionally spoken of, that we should definitely have an Oak Hill meetup once these things become possible. You know, once the world isn't a scary place full of viruses and stuff. But yes, as Lily says, a few of us already have. Time for me to call it night. Have a wonderful holiday season, everyone. Good night, Sparky. Thank you for coming. Great to have you here. And I hope to see you around again at some point in the future. That's the word I was after. I have to figure out how to hop across the pond. I believe they call them aeroplanes and boats. See you and everyone. 25th, 4 p.m. Eastern, Christmas Day live stream. Lots of gifts to be given away. I will try and bear that in mind, but I'm not sure I'll be able to. Hairy pains, it'll never catch on. No, you're right, Linny, it won't. Terrible idea, don't know why I mentioned it. Right, where's my... There's my... That's a bit too big. Yes, aeroplanes, that's the trick. Exactly. You know, it's dirigible any day. I don't know. Depends what they're filling them with. So if they're going to fill them with hydrogen, you've seen how that ends. So I've got a drill bit out to make sure it was the right size. It was. I did something with it. Does anybody know what that is? Because I can tell you someone that doesn't know. And that someone is me. For sure, I am still best fire starter. Better be in the blue tack snake. I mean, I wish, but it's not. I've got two things of drill bits, and it's my only one this size. Gosh darn it, why do you people let me near things? You're not learnt by now. I can't be trusted with anything. No. That would best not be it, because if so, I've ripped it in half. Which wouldn't surprise me, because... Yeah, that looks the right size. In your hands. I really, really wish it was that simple. But again, unfortunately not. It would appear what I've done is run it over with my... I dropped it on the floor, run it over with my chair, and split it in half. In the drill ready. Oh, if only, Andy. If only I was that organised. found it. I hadn't split it in half. It's here. Go, have a good night. All right. Thank you for coming. Hope to see you again next time. Put mine in drill ready to look at the drill. Hunting for it. I mean, that does sound like something I would do. There we go. One drill ready. I should probably do something as a punch for these holes. So the drill doesn't slip too much, because the drill will slip. They are not all going to be in line. I am not that good, unfortunately. Put a track device on all your drill bits. I mean, I'm going to be honest, it sounds a little bit impractical. That's why you don't store drill bits on the floor. But where else am I supposed to store them? More blue tack. Much better. There we go. Holes all the way along. What I did is got a bunch of those unpainted apple wagon bodies for storage. That's a really good idea. I like that. I actually store my drill bits in the box they came in. Just saying. But I like the unpainted dapple wagon idea. That's a really good idea. Like £1.50 each, so £1.50 each is worth it. Original packaging. I can be much worse with original packaging. Look, I've got a dapple wagon in its original packaging. By Simply Southern. But ignore this info here. They're available from Train Times Model Shop. They are all on the website. Oh, the box drill bits that I haven't seen it in months. I'm always shilling. Get used to it. Dapple packaging never survives long. It does in my shop. I've got plenty. I've got loads and loads of those Simply Southern wagons. Just have a look on my website. traintimesmodelshop.co.uk /collections/simply-southern will take you to a page that only has Simply Southern wagons on it. Has all the wagons I have in stock. Oh yeah, I'm very used to the command. That's why I made it. So that every time I mention the fact that, hey, I've got a model shop, you should buy stuff from me, you can link the website for me. What do you mean that's an evil genius plan that an evil genius would come up with? Pretty sure I even created that command live one night whilst we were streaming after the Uckfield show. Do you have to sign off tonight? No, I'll take care. Good night, Christopher. Thank you for coming. Sleep well and all that jazz. You've nearly made it to the end. There's only 10 minutes left. So don't feel too bad. There we are. A load of holes. You're about as evil as a baby bunny or a rabbit, Gary. I mean, obviously, have you seen Monty Python and the Holy Grail? Oh, okay, Lewis. Hydration is important. You know, you can just hit exclamation mark hydration and the bot will say it for you. Maybe that's very dangerous when you're Thomas. You aren't sorting by price load high. Are you even wagon shopping? There's some very cheap ones in there. Mainly because they're really old. Well, then baby squirrel then. Have you ever tried to fight a baby squirrel? They're nasty. I said that because I have a bottle of water next to me. To be fair, I only started saying it because I had no idea what to say during my first live stream when I wanted to have a drink. It was like, right, I'm going to stop talking now and have a drink. What do I say to tell them I'm having a drink other than them hearing disgusting drinking noises? I just said, remember, hydration is important. And from there begat a saying, a slogan. No, because I don't think about fighting squirrels. Well, maybe you should. On a serious note, when I was younger, my nan had squirrels as pets. Baby squirrels, in fact. She saw the mum get run over. And then she went and rescued the babies. Right vicious things at times. My first ever wagon was a ratty Hornby 7-plank, probably older than I am. Whoa, they're the best type of wagons. I sell those in the shop at £4 each. It's missing a buffer and its axles are rusty and it bogies when it runs, but painted it up. Whoa, sounds fantastic. I also do them free for a tenner. I don't have any of those second-hand wagons on the website. But yeah, unboxed second-hand 4-wheel wagons in my shop, £4 each, free for a tenner. Come buy some wagons. Slurp away. Well, hey, thank you for the permission, Andy. Bikes Wheels are wonderful pastime, always fun as fencing New York rats. I would love to get a pet tortoise called Alan. That's reasonably specific. I kind of want to know why. You ship to the US. I mean, if you order from the US right now, I am going to cancel your order. Because I don't have American shipping. I don't have international shipping set up yet. But in theory, yes, I will. Unless it gives you an option for international shipping, and I've just missed the fact that I've set it up. And it doesn't charge you a £5. Because at the minute, all my shipping is a £5. But that is only to be domestic. I need to set up stuff for international stuffs. But yeah, I will be doing that. I will be doing US and other international shipping. The website is a huge task. Before I started running the place back in April, it didn't have a website. So I've been running the shop, stocking everything, and getting the website set up. It's been a hell of a task, but it's getting there slowly. Because I couldn't think of any proper tortoise names. So I know someone with one called Bowser. Yes, as in that Bowser. But other than that, yeah, I can't think of any. Not a pet fish called Eric to go with your pet dog Eric and your pet cat Eric. Of course, you need a fish license. Yes. Yes, Lenny. 14 century is making me froth the mouth and growl my little feral animal. That 14XX lives in its box. It has never been used. It's essentially a brand new loco. Came in with quite a large collection of never been out the box stuff. As in a water Bowser for yeah, exactly that, Killian. Exactly that. Or Mario, you know, Mario and Bowser. It's a Monty Python reference. Fair enough. I want to get a pet green iguana. There are definitely worse pets to have than iguanas. I have known some interesting iguanas in the past. That's a weird sentence. You should, hopefully. get a nice view of the shininess going matte. I don't know that you will, but you should. Really should have tinned this all up first, but it seems to be working okay. I make it 2 minutes to midnight. We are almost at the end of the live stream. And there is the bot to remind you to like and subscribe and all that wonderful stuff that YouTube loves it if you do. Fourth minute set chassis, make good chassis for SCR44As with a bit of work. Well, I know where you can get one. I'm pretty sure I have tried to sell you that exact 14XX before. There's some Iron Maidens on that one. 2 minutes to midnight. Yeah. Not going to argue there. And we'll leave the rest of those on there because they're spares. What colour are you painting the carriage, or red or another SCR livery? I am planning on red because I have the Bachmann ones in the livery they were originally released in, which is the purple livery. Wellington Brown is too late for me. So I'm thinking this rake will go red to make it look different from my Bachmann ones. And it's already going to look different because it's shorter, but in ways people might notice. Oh no, we've reached midnight and we're still going because I want to get these vents fitted tonight. I think that will be much better than just stopping with half of them done. Don't you? I prefer the almost bought past 6 in the usual Tchaikovsky. Someone would notice. Well, yeah, you would. I was more referring to the general public at, say, an exhibition. Oh, are those the Bachmann ones? No. Instead, I'll get, oh, are those the Bachmann ones? I didn't know they'd done them in that livery. That's because they didn't, and they're not. See, Thomas knows. And there we go. Turn the soldering iron off. I obviously need some bending back into shape because I flattened bits of it when I was drilling holes in it and stuff. But we are looking remarkably carriage-like, aren't we? I am very, very happy with that. I am going to post a photo that doesn't have quite so much glare. In fact, can I? That's slightly less glare. I don't know how well you'll see if I turn the other one off. Well enough. I can't block the rest of that glare. That's the main light in the room. But there we go. I am very happy with what we've got done this evening. Let's turn those ones off as well. That'll reduce a bit of glare. I am very, very, very happy. So, if I enjoyed the live stream, thank you so much, Gary. Thank you, Lewis. Glad you enjoyed it. You've done well with that. Thank you, Andy. It's been great seeing you here. I hope you stop by again in future. Glaring is caring. Yes, Thomas. Of course. Oh. So, yeah, we really are. Look, I can't even stop the glare when I put something in the way. But, yeah, we really are nearly there. There's rain strips to add. And then we're onto the interior painting. There is less than 3 hours work left in this build. Fantastic progress, I reckon you probably fit the birdcage roof in a catch-up video and we can have it primed, ready to paint next week. You know what? I'm thinking I probably could. That's a good idea, Linny. Thanks for going. Thank you, Killian. Thanks so much for the stream. Had a great time. Thank you, Mars. It's been great seeing you here live and getting to do my hello live to you. I was just painting, then glazing and fitting the interior. I agree. I agree. Only 3 switches, 2097. No, I am well and truly ready to not be working on brass carriages anymore for a bit. So yeah, I'd like to thank you all for coming this evening. I have had a great time. I hope you have too. So, all that's left for me to say now is, yeah, thanks for watching. Good night. I've been Gary. This has been Let's Build. You've been awesome as always. Good night.